Now you're on the ballot, on the retention ballot in August. Are you planning a vigorous campaign over the summer?
Well, as vigorous as we're able to do. Of course, we have a job to do. We are serving the people between now and August 31st, and still holding court, and have a lot to do. So there are a few sleeping hours, at least for the three of us who have been approved to be on the retention ballot. But thank goodness the Judicial Performance Evaluation Commission has given unanimous approval to Justice Lee and myself, and Justice Clark received all but one vote and getting back on the retention ballot. So we feel pretty good that the people of Tennessee are being well served by the Supreme Court.
Are you campaigning with those other two, or like kind of as a team? Or?
Absolutely. While we are all very, very different and definitely have our own ideas about the administration of the court system, we work very hard at building consensus on all of our opinions. Of course, we get a number of controversial cases that come before us. Almost all that come to the Supreme Court have arguments on one side or the other. And I can tell you without any reservation that Justice Lee and Justice Clark are two of the hardest working people I've ever been around, and they are certainly devoted to the people of Tennessee and demonstrate that on a day-to-day basis by their work ethic.
So you support them for new terms then?
Well, I can't specifically say that I support them, but I can praise their work. Our canons say no endorsements by one justice or another, but let me just say this: they're very dear friends, and they represent the state of Tennessee in the highest possible manner.
Speaking of the endorsement issue, Senator Mike Bell, who's chairman of the Senate Government Operations Committee and a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee, suggesting that the Judicial Board of Conduct, he potentially talking about hearings to sort of examine how they arrived at the decision to dismiss that complaint against you. I guess have you seen the letter that he sent?
I have not seen the letter, and of course I wouldn't dare try to speak for Senator Bell. He has his own views about the court system in general. But I will say this: it's been an honor for me to serve the people of Tennessee for 27 years. During that time, there's never been a complaint sustained in any way, and I hope and continue to believe that I represent the judiciary in the way that it should be. Of course, I spoke out in favor of judges at the appellate level back in the fall of this year, and I believe it to be the duty of the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court to let the people of Tennessee know that they can trust our judiciary. We have a fair and impartial judiciary, and in my opinion, today we have the best judges in the state of Tennessee that I have experienced during my 27 years on the bench.
And one of the things that was at issue was the Knoxville News Sentinel article that said, like in the second sentence, it said that you had said that those judges deserve new terms. That was the wording. That wasn't a direct quote to you, but that's what the article said. And then you later, according to Judge Kraft's letter that was released to the media last week, said that the paper had not inaccurately quoted you, or that those statements were accurate. Is that something that you said to the reporter?
Of course, I praise the work of both Judge McMullen and Judge Smith, and I stand by those comments today. They do very fine work for the people of Tennessee. They're dedicated to the task, and that is true for all of the appellate judges whose work we review regularly. So certainly today I would simply say that Tennesseans are well served by the appellate judges on the Court of Appeals and on the Court of Criminal Appeals.
So you don't feel like the saying that they deserve new terms is tantamount to an endorsement?
I don't think that was the context in which those statements were made. But the context in which those statements were made were whether or not they could appear on the ballot. The Judicial Performance Evaluation Commission has to approve those judges before they can go on the ballot in August. And of course, as it turned out, during the second session, and once they were presented with the statistics pertaining to each of those two along with the other judges, they realized that each of the judges who were sought for retention in August met appropriate standards.